Yay! Hi, loves. We are live. It's Sonia G. This is a Moon Babes Monday Night Live. We're here at sunset. This is going to be a short and vibey, motivating kind of live. I want you to come back and listen to this. When you feel tired, unmotivated, like you're off the path, or things are just complicated, or if life is feeling like, what the hell is going on? Come back to this, save it, okay? We're gonna talk about things to shift. Hi, loves, welcome. Also, if you have questions about what's going on in our world and our energy and the things of life, type them up now in the chat or comment under this video, okay? And I'll come back and check them out. So, welcome to everyone that's new. We're here at Moon Babes and the Light Tribe. I'm Sonia G. The work I do, I call spiritual strategy. I call myself a spiritual strategy coach with, of course, all of the galactic vibes and all the soul deep work and being the queen of the astral planes and all of the recoding belief work and DNA divine human template work. With all that, okay, we're coming up in a moment in time where the energy is crowding everyone's spaces, okay? This compression, this collapsing, this general squishing that's happening where this world is kind of like, what the fuck is going on? No matter which way we look, okay? Everything is compressing. So think about what happens in the energy. When the energy kind of squishes together, okay, like this, and everything kind of comes into your field, this is the time to that it kind of feels like this. It can feel overwhelming. It can feel contracting, okay? So when you feel this way, you have to remember that nothing is more important than your internal state. Nothing is more important than the programs you are running in your subconscious, because a lot of people are fighting this moment in time, like warrior of light on kind of a thing, and we're just gonna keep going, right? We're gonna keep chugging along, like we're gonna get there, which is admirable in many ways. But the truth is, if your subconscious is not in alignment, okay, if your mind, your subconscious, your body, your spirit, like everything is not in alignment, you're going to feel tired and unmotivated, and it's going to feel like work. And that energy feels very different than doing the work in a way that is aligned, in a way that is energizing, in a way that is motivating and uplifting, in a way that it feels like you're in the zone, right? You know those days and like those moments where it feels like everything is flowy, right? This is the zone where we want to be. This is like that energy where like our auric field is recoding the reality around us, and everything is constantly rearranging itself. Like our aura is preceding us wherever we walk for the steps, for the reality to align and everything else. And the reason why we're having this conversation is because I am finding that a lot of people's fields are worn out. And it's not necessarily that you're not doing the work. Some people aren't, right? Some people have veered off and they're like, I've kind of strayed off the path. It kind of just got, hard or tricky for a little while, and I need to go back to like my things. And I hear that a lot in general. It's okay. Forgive yourself, okay? If you have disaligned, if you have missed doing your work, if you forgot to have morning meditations, right? If you've been doing the 3D life because you got tired of, all of the internal work, and there's things to take care of in the physical life experience, right? But deep inside, you know that there's something else. Step number 1, okay, is give yourself a break. Forgive yourself. But as you do that, okay, so big breath, right? Like we're going to just clear this out. Big forgiveness, letting things go, deciding, number 2, deciding and making a commitment to shift, to move forward. Okay? It's number 2. And then 3, actually do the work, do the things from a place of alignment. If you do the work before you clear the energy, you forgive yourself, you decide to clear the field, and you're not in alignment, then it's going to feel like a lot of work. It's going to feel exhausting. It's going to feel tiring. It's going to feel unmotivating. It's going to feel like you're just keeping going, right? So reset. This is a time to reset. Everything in our world is asking for this. Everything is like the tagline of my most recent course experience, which is called Break the Curse, which is a phenomenal, amazing, powerful, transformational, life-changing experience that I strongly suggest you take a look at. It is linked in my bio here at Moon Babes and the Light Tribe. Go and check it out if you have not yet. It's called Break the Curse because we're clearing out all of this energy outside of us, all the fields that are collapsing, all of the ancestral coding, all of the distorted thought processes, all of the lifetimes that are collapsing in the dimensional merge, okay? All of the energy that's being triggered inside of us as the energy. This is actually what's happening in our reality, right? As all of the layers and the multidimensional layers of reality and the timelines are collapsing, all of these things are hitting us. They're triggering us because they're memories or their energies or their codes of past lives, future lives, simultaneous lives, depending on how you look at time. But, the other timelines, the times that we've had, specifically 1800s, linked to the French Revolution right now. It's a theme in everyone that's like coming up because we're coming up in the astrology cycles, right? Like everything is circular, everything comes back around. But in this case, it's coming back around because the Earth in orbit is going up and the timelines and everything is collapsing because we've been anchoring in light and anchoring in higher coding and higher frequencies. So we're going up, Earth is ascending and everything is squishing. And you may be forgetting that in all this, the key is always your highest alignment, right? Your highest alignment. And to not get clouded by all of these fields that keep on hitting and to process through. The key is to stay in alignment. If you get behind, right, on processing through, it feels like clutter in the energy. It feels like clutter in the mind. It feels like confusing. It feels like all these distortions are piling up. So clear them as they come up. Clear them as they come up. And this is the big thing inside of Break the Curse. It's not just curses. It started out where I really wanted to help support everyone find and clear these curses, spells, enchantments, vows that most of us, a lot of us in our soul family and the family of light took on. Some voluntarily, some involuntarily, some willingly, some unwillingly, in all these different dimensional planes, right? And in other times where lives were different, when the conditions of life on earth was different. But if it's all coming together now and we are claiming our sovereignty, then it is time that we take responsibility for our life as a whole, as a unity of soul consciousness of who we are, right? Me, Sonia G, my energetic signature, my soul in time, all of me. I am responsible for all of that as I am awakening inside of this physical body. Just like each and everyone, we're each responsible for our whole thing, right? Like, there's a book of Barbara Marciniak called Family of Light. And by the way, I really love the information, the knowledge that she channeled back in the 90s, Barbara Marciniak, but I don't resonate with the recent things. A lot of times, like, I always want to make sure that I explain. But she has books that are really, really good, like Bringers of the Dawn and Family of Light, that I really love. And you can find those on YouTube, actually, if you've never heard of them. But in Family of Light, she talks about, she predicted a lot of the work that I personally am doing now and I'm carrying out, and a lot of you are doing with me. So it's really interesting because she'll say things and I'm like, that's what she meant. I know this because there's a I have a course, I'm teaching people these things. And so one of the things she says is the time will come where you will need to take responsibility for more than you can imagine right now. And this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Because in the 90s, nobody, we live, so many people think you're born, you do the best you fucking can in this life, you figure it out, right? You survive, because there's so many survival timelines. And then hopefully you die having had some good life experiences. But we are so beyond that. We've broken through that. Right? Because that's old 3D Earth. So now we're in this resurrection of consciousness, and we are becoming aware of so many things, of so much knowledge that was occulted in times. And now we understand for the first time that we are responsible for so much more, because we are creators, right? Because we are the creators of our experience. And if time is an illusion, then all of the separation of time, right? Time is not an illusion in this reality. Time is very real in this reality, and it helps us to segment things. But if, in the concept of that, there's a lot of people that say that, and it's like, if you subscribe to that, then then it's easy to understand that if time is an illusion, then you're responsible for the wholeness of who you are. Past lives, future lives, backwards and forwards in time. Because it's all us. And the more you know, the more you're responsible for, right? That's why that old school saying, ignorance is bliss. Because if you don't know, you don't know. But the truth of that is it's not really bliss, because you just are stuck in the system. System, which has become very evident here recently, right? In the United States. So remember that it's always part of this ascension. So again, if you find yourself tired or unmotivated, it's not that you are it's nothing to get distraught about. It's just a decision. It's saying, you know what? I'm going to start right now. I'm going to forgive myself for whatever has, taken me off the path. But forgiveness is only good when there's a commitment to stay in alignment and to do the work and to come through. Because otherwise, all you're doing is you're in self-betrayal. And self-betrayal causes self-sabotage. And self-sabotage doesn't get you the joy and the happiness and the harmony and the flow and the alignment and the love and the prosperity and the abundance and the presence and the confidence and all the things that you fucking want, right? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, we know that there's the law of cause and effect. Every action has a consequence. So when we say we're going to do this, or we're going to clear the slate and we're going to start again, it's we're going to go to the gym on Monday, right? Kind of like that. But in the spiritual sense, it's but then if you don't do it, you're not going to move, right? Because it's a sequence of events. And so remember that at the beginning, the steps are always the hardest. Every time you lose momentum and you have to regain momentum, it takes a little bit longer, because you have to unstick yourself from the lower timelines. You have to lift yourself up again, right? So if you find yourself in these timelines that are chaotic, that are confusing, where you're in doubt and you can't see the next step and it's not that clear anymore, right? Just realize, okay, I'm back in the fucking slums. I fell back. I am here. It's fine. This is where I am. Now I know where I am. I know, or maybe I'm in the confusion zone, or maybe I really just went, I allowed myself to slide down. There's some biblical things. Where does it say? The path to hell. It's kind of funny. Take this with a grain of salt and for humor. Okay, I quote the Bibles in all the humor, but also there's a lot of really solid knowledge in there that we should pay attention to. One of these is, the road to hell is easy and big, and it slides down, and it goes, it's an easy road that's downhill, while the path to heaven is narrow and steep, and it goes up, and it's you really gotta hold on to it, right? It's kind of like that. To get off the path, right? It's easy. It just takes cycles of entertainment and mind numbing and all the programming that's going around in the world. And then all of a sudden you find yourself Netflix after Netflix and world event after world event, and you're down and out. right? And all of a sudden you're like, shit, I'm here again, or whatever, right? Or maybe I find myself here. I thought I was here, but really I'm here. But just be honest, because be honest with where you are, right? Or maybe you're not here. Maybe you're here, but you wanted to be here. Or maybe you're here and you want to be here. You know what I mean? Like wherever we are, it's always in our journey. It's always part of our experience. And it's for our highest learning. And so we got to always just work with what we got. We are where we are, and we're working with what we got. So take up all your knowledge, pick up all your skills, right? All we can ever do is start with from where we are and work with what we got. So start there. This is why knowledge and skills are important. And start going on your path up. Start your hike, start your ascension hike, but commit. Okay? Because otherwise, if you don't commit, you're going to do it for a couple of days and then you're going to fall off and then you won't meditate again and then you're going to like try again. This is pain in the ass. Like this is discouraging. This up and down, it's like the frustrations of life on planet Earth. We do not like this. Our mental health is not supported by these patterns, okay? These are the patterns that all of a sudden it's like, oh man, this is so hard, right? No, but if you go up, right, and you get the pace, it's kind of like going on a hike, you get the pace and you keep going up, you're like, man, this is getting better and better and better, and it gets easier, and you get better, and life gets easier because you're better at it, so everything's like goes smoothly, you attract the right people, like all the things that happen, the path unfolds, the circumstances, scenarios, situations, everything realigns for you. That's the zone, and that's where you want to be. So remember that if you're tired, it's not a matter of continuing going, and physical naps, earth naps will all only help you so much because we are not running on human energy. We are running on divine energy. If you are here manifesting divine, the divine genetic human inside of yourself, if you are reawakening the divinity inside of you, if you understand that you're a creator, and if you know that you're not just a little human, right? If you understand that you're an infinite being of light, then you're not running on earth energy. Like you are running on divine energy. And so when you're not in that alignment, right, you're not refueling correctly. It's like you can't refuel like the average humans. I know it sounds a little funny, but it doesn't work because it doesn't work, right? The refueling happens on divine frequency. That's where you want to go. That's your lifeline source. That's where it feels replenishing. That's the codes that you want to like recode, that you want to rebirth, that you want to reactivate. That's the oxygen that you want to breathe. That's the stuff that you want to come down in, right? Yes, like going out and being in nature and being with the tree is amazing. Staring at the sunset is fantastic, right? But if you're in your human experience of it, it's beautiful. And it's like this beautiful expansion of love and appreciation. But what refuels you is your divine frequency. You're not going to get refueled by the earthly things, okay? Especially not like a night out of entertainment. Let's just get that very clear. Because a lot of people are like, I just need to get out and get my mind off of things. Sometimes a break is good, right? Sometimes you need to stop what you're doing and like shift things. But let's always be clear that it's our divine alignment and our divine fuel. That's where we replenish. That's where it makes sense. And the reason why I really felt strongly about bringing this message to you tonight is because we just had module 2 of Break the Curse. That it was such a fueling experience. It was such a nurturing experience. And like we literally recoded ourselves with our divinity and all of these different scripts and commands and codes. We worked with our subconscious, with our physical body, with our spirit, with our soul, with our mind. It was so powerful. And after that, a 15-minute nap or a 45-minute nap, after you do that work, is way more powerful than a full night's sleep. It's amazing. It's amazing. So I really invite you and I encourage you to check out this experience that's called Break the Curse. And like I was saying in the beginning, don't think of it as like, oh, I don't even want to admit that there's curses. Like, I don't know if I want to know, right? Some people have asked me like, do I even want to know if there's spells or if there's curses? Like, isn't it better if I just don't put energy into that? And then like, I don't know and I just keep doing my work. And my answer to that is, if everything is perfect and you're in alignment and you're loving your life and everything is like working out for you and you are exactly like performing, living life at your highest level, then that's fantastic. But if in any, like, it's going to come up when it's going to come up, right? But if you look at it and you're like, and it's kind of sticky, right? If it sticks and you're like, I don't know, maybe there is something that I need to work out from a past life. Maybe there's an energy that's sticking. Maybe there's some codes. Maybe don't think of them as like a curse or a spell or a vow, but maybe there's some sequence of codes, right? Some experiences, some emotional traumas, some belief systems that are flowing to me that are encoded, like these patterns, these energetic patterns that are like, they feel like they bind us. I call them energetic bindings because they bind reality to operate in a certain way. It's like codes on a computer, like program, right? The program operates according to the to the code, right? So if the code has limits or it's only like it got corrupted, then the program doesn't operate at its functionality. It doesn't operate at its best, right? Your memory is like maxed out. Like you need to reboot, like those kinds of things. It's the same thing with our bloodline, okay? With our lifetimes, with like all of our energy, with everything that runs in the codes of our DNA. It's the same thing. There's codes that are coming in, right, that show up as belief systems or subconscious programs or subconscious patterns that it's time that we address. But these go beyond this lifetime. They go deeper. And in doing this, of course, we hit triggers that have to do with this lifetime because this is how they come up, right? So when you feel like there's some sticky energy around, there's something that you can move and that you can like, you don't know what it is, but there's something in the energy that's keeping you there, keeping you scared or keeping you from moving or kind of just like holding you small or in a consciousness like this where you're just kind of contrived and it doesn't feel like expansion. It doesn't feel fulfilling. It doesn't feel like joy. It doesn't feel like you're growing and bright and manifesting life of your dreams and like in that energy against all odds, against the economy, against all the things, right? Like if you're not moving forward because we know that the quantum life doesn't necessarily make sense, then check and see. Would you like to learn how to recode your energy? Would you like to learn how to actually do this on all levels of who you are? Inside of your brain, inside of your heart, inside of your physical body and your chakra system, having your subconscious accept it, having your mind snap into the logic of it, right? Like actually connect new neural pathways and go ding, 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 having your chakras going alignment, dun, 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 right? Like the tree light up, having your body release the trauma from the pieces of like our tissues where it was stuck through times, and having the blood in your veins literally tell a new story. One of the things that we addressed today in module 2 of the second part of the deep dive inside of this experience was like, what codes do you have running in your veins and what codes are we updating them to? Like, you know, let's go do this. And obviously we went through a whole process, but it's like, what do you want running? What's the script running through your veins? Like, is it actually, you know, what you want it to be? Are you telling the story that you want to tell? Are you living the story that you want to be living on planet Earth? And this is so relevant because everything about blood is coming up in our reality, right? The blood is what holds the history and the codes of the humans. Water is what holds the codes and the history and the knowledge of the earth. Remember that. I said that inside of ancient energy magic. And there's actually a snippet of it on YouTube now. You can look at highlights. That was the pre-work of this experience. So go and check it out. From my heart to yours. It's called Break the Curse. When life is crazier than fiction, you might need crazier than fiction remedies, right? Because the work that we do is so wild and it's so quantum and it works so mind-blowingly, amazingly well. So I'm excited to share it with you. Get re-energized, get replenished, get in a place where you are committed to doing the work because the work flows, because you have all of the codes and the knowledge and the understanding inside of you to feel supported, right? The specific fields that we're working with right now are love. So if you're not living the love that you want to be living on planet Earth, health, if you feel like you're coming up on things that you're like, why health, right? Why do I not have perfect health? Why is my body not like vibrant and alive and feeling good? And money, if you're still carrying around like codes of like restriction, poverty consciousness, like vows, that you wouldn't be like of all of the connections to like the money and the church history and all of that stuff, or if you have scarcity, like patterns, all of these things that are coming out to be recoded, that is a good place to be. And confidence and self-worth, right? Your worth is like a big thing. And confidence in terms of like the codes and the way that we're viewing ourselves in this life. So these are the areas that we're specifically working on next. And it's so powerful, so highly transformational. Yes, let's commit. Good vibes to all. Thank you, Zach. I love that. Commitment is always like, it always cuts through whatever mental, like, commitment is the shortest path when you have like mental distortions and mental fog. If you commit and you hold your commitment, everything aligns. So yeah, I can't believe it's Monday already. I know. Where does time go? We say this all the time. Oh, it's good to see you all, my loves. I wanted to just share this with you. Go and check out the Break the Curse if you feel in alignment. Even though we have begun, we're also adding a new Q&A module. There's like all sorts of new things. It started out very specific and now I'm really using it as a reprogramming experience for everybody, because not only do we get to like clean out the old, we can actually replenish ourselves with so much more. Because when you clear out that big stuff, it's like moving out old furniture from your house and you're like, oh, now I can have any furniture I want. And it's like, I can just get this and I can move it into my house. Holy cow, right? Like, it's amazing. Like, we make space. And so now we have room for whatever we want. We get to create. You keep us so spiritual current, Bella. Oh, thank you. Yes, we have to stay on the vibe, because the thing is, when we lose our alignment, it just gets trickier. It just gets harder. It's kind of like, I went through a period too, even here publicly on Instagram, where I was like, I could not get myself to like hold a weekly live anymore. And sometimes it happens, rarely now, when I am like on my, if I am on different trips or things like that. But like, there was a time where I was like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And it was just like life got wild and crazy and filled with all the 3D things, all of the human life things. But remember that we always have a choice, right? And that while we're having a human experience, we're infinite beings of light, regenerated by light, and everything always starts in light and spirit and in our subconscious. So let's do some good work. And I want to say this, I'm going to leave you with these two cards. I pulled 2 cards before coming on live from my deck, Goddess Secrets, which, by the way, we're going to have a relaunch of this deck soon, and the certification course, which I'm so excited about, because this knowledge needs to get out there. And like, Whew, so good. So good. And now it's making sense in a whole new way. You guys, when I created these cards, like it was two years ago, actually, like everything came to me. I think it was in 2021. And then I finally brought them out in 2022. But some of it I didn't even understand yet. Like the way, the intricacy of this card system, I didn't even comprehend yet. And like now I'm like, oh, there's layers that I couldn't even see at the time, but I knew to do this, right? Because this was like my project, my baby child. Okay, so the first one is a water card, and it's Scorpio, and it says, go deep, baby, go deep. This is a solar plexus card. So it's right here. It's your willpower chakra, and this is the message. Surface bullshit won't do. Dig deep and find out what you really want. From there, you can make mountains move, okay? Water moves everything in time, right? But this is like deep. Go deep, like the Scorpio. And these are like really pretty and shiny and gold. And they have like, also they cuss because they're my cards. So yes, you should know that. Card number 2, fire. So first water, then fire, okay? Fire says you have the fucking power. It's edited. It's effing power. And this is a sacral chakra. This is creation. Okay. This is your sacral chakra, like belly button chakra. And it's connected to Sagittarius. This is about reaching for it and going for it. And the message is, can you taste it? Freedom is for you to create. Feel yourself on fire with how much you want it, and you'll get it. Hashtag manifest. There's actually a hashtag on my cards. I love my cards. They're amazing. But these are the cards that really felt so important to give you the message. So go deep. You have the power. And then for everybody that's on this soul family, the third card that I pull is the Egypt link up card. This is a card for Ra. So those of you, and like it comes up every time there are memories about our past lives, remembering when we first walked the earth in pre-Diluvian Egypt, when we were like not even humans yet, right? Like we were in different consciousnesses. That is important to connect to right now because those are the codes of like pre-Diluvian Egypt, the gods in Egypt civilizations, right? And the Atlantis, pre-distortion Atlantis, pre-power crash Atlantis, of Lemuria, of the harmony before everything sunk and all of that. So we're linking up, right? And this card says, look in your soul's memories and begin to remember. Your wisdom is present, okay? And this is the collapse. This is totally the collapse. This is connected to Ra, and it's connected to the cosmic chakras, which are interpersonal chakras. They're outside of the physical body. So this is where we are in connection to our layers of selves through lifetimes, okay? That's where our codes are stored. But this is what's squishing in. This is what we were saying at the beginning. This is what squishing is. This is the multi-dimensional knowledge. And when all of these timelines, right, if time is kind of like this, when it hits the ground, we have to deal with it at some point. And like I was saying before, it's like, you know, do you have to deal with these things right now if your life is great and you're enjoying it and it's amazing and wonderful? Like, no, you never have to. It's always like a choice, right? There are choices that you choose to deal with it before it hits you in any kind of negative way. Once you understand that, you keep going in the positive, right? There's a way to do work in the positive, and that's it. It's like when we're doing really good, we are empowered to look at bigger, more dramatic things, or like maybe harder things to look at. Like, oh my gosh, is it possible that my family had like spells or curses, or like there's like distortions running in my DNA, in my genes, right? That I want to like correct, that I want to realign. Like when we do it in a place of empowerment, when we do it in a place where we're in alignment, it's so much easier and then you have room to grow. When we do it, when we wait and we do it from a place where it's like, oh my God, I don't know what else to do. I'm losing my shit, right? Whatever it is, tell me and I'll do it. So many people do this, right? It's like everything is like falling apart and I am like, manifesting, like this is showing up in my life. And I'm like, it's kind of like when you get to the places of the shit show in life, you know what I mean? Like when things isn't really good and it feels constricting, it's like, if you wait until then, it's going to be harder because you're going to be in the more contrived space, but that stuff is coming up no matter what. So you can look at it when it becomes like, a smack in your third eye or a 2x4 in the face or whatever you want to call it. When it's like, ooh, those moments where you're like on your knees, dark nights of the soul, fine, higher self, God, angels, universe, what do you want? Like, I'm going to show up for it. You can do it then, or you can do it when you're empowered, when it's a choice. Because often when we're in lower energetics, it's harder, but then we don't have a choice. So we have to do work, right? It's just more complicated. So my invitation is that if you're not all the way here, but you're somewhere here where life is good and it's better, let's keep getting it better. Let's keep going. Let's dig out the dirt and like move the fridge and clean behind the fridge, right? This is like the cleaning that goes be like not the regular stuff. Like let's go and clean it up deep so that you can get even better and better and better, right? Let's not wait until you bottom out to say, okay, I really need to do something now. So this is my big invitation. Amazing. Okay. I love you all. This is my message. If you have any other comments or any questions about any of these things, post it on here, under this live. We're going to get it on YouTube too. And all of these amazing pieces of like knowledge and nuggets and like the pep talks and all of the things are also linked on the app. Okay, so if you're not on all of the different social medias, Google Moonbabes and the Light Tribe by Sonia G. On the App Store or Google Play, it's called the Moonbabes app by Sonia G. Okay, just Moonbabes app and you'll find it. You can organize everything. You can star your favorite meditations, your favorite modules. They all go in a specific spot. It's amazing. On YouTube, there's lots of free content and we are starting to upload these lives again. They're easier to watch on there. So stay in the vibe, keep raising the vibe. Okay, my loves, don't wait for it to get here in order to do the quantum leap. Let's keep going. Let's keep making it better. Let's keep getting it higher. Recode, expand, and reprogram and generate better life experiences. I believe in you. You've got this. Commit to yourself. You can do this. I love you. All the loves. And I'll see you here at Moonbabes and the Light Tribe, or my website too is moonbabetribe.com. And all these links are here linked in my bio, okay? At Moonbabes and the Light Tribe. Love you. Go shine, shine, shine. Share the love.